up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Goji90s here. And today I am doing my first ever figure review, and it's over the Bandai Creations Godzilla 1954 from Bandai America, aka Bandai Creations. Now, this is a reissue of a reissue figure. And why do I say that? Because when Bandai America, aka Bandai Creations, after they made success from their first two little Godzilla sets that they did. First one was the Pack of Destruction set that was released in 2002, and then I believe in 2003 they released a GMK set, which Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Baragon set for the 2001 GMK film. So after the success of both of those little things that they created and made them a bunch of money, they decided to make 6-inch figures. So wave 1 we got, which was 1995 Godzilla, aka Pregnant Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Destroyer. We got Showa Gigan, which is basically Gigan 1972 or 73 from Godzilla vs. Gigan, or Godzilla vs. Megalon, because that's where his both appearances are in. Then we have Mothra Leo, aka Rainbow Mothra from the Mothra series. I think one of the movies from the Mothra trilogy. I don't know really much about Mothra, so yeah. So I can't tell you what film that one is from. But then we have original Gojira here. Gojira. Godzilla 1954. And very cool. Until I think we get to wave 5, I believe. Or was it wave 6? It's one of the two. When that came out, this was back in 2009 when Wave 5 or Wave 6 came out, and they reissued a new mold, got a new mold, new sculpt and everything of this guy, and this is what we got, Godzilla 1954, which looks a lot better than his original counterpart, because the original one, his skin color for his scales and stuff was like a charcoal black, his dorsal plates were a little black too, and they were just like basically rounded, and it didn't really look like 54 at all. And the eyes were looking forward, so it's kind of weird. But when we got this figure, back in 2009, and others you can get with him at the time was him, Showa Mechagodzilla from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, or Godzilla vs. the Cosmic Monster, I believe that's what it's called. And then the 12-inch Final Wars Gigan from Godzilla Final Wars to go with your 12-inch Final Wars Godzilla 2004 and 12-inch Mechagodzilla 3, aka Mechagodzilla or Kiryu from Godzilla Gets Mechagodzilla. So yeah, but very cool with this figure. And when he got reissued and stuff, like I said, the paint for him, for his scales, they were gray. Dorsal plates are a lot more jagged and rigid like they were in the movie. So nice resemblance. And then his eyes are looking straight out on sideways like he did in the movie instead of looking straight forward. So yeah. So very cool figure. This is actually the 65th anniversary Godzilla figure. Godzilla thing that I got in 1954 to 2019. 65 years of Godzilla. Nice little golden image right there. Shin Godzilla. And then turn the box sideways. Godzilla. And then on the back right here, ages 4 and up you can collect from Bandai. And others you can collect is Millennium Godzilla, aka Godzilla 1999 / Godzilla 2000 from Godzilla 2000 and Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. Then King Caesar from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, and then Godzilla 1954 from Gojira, or Godzilla King of the Monsters, in 1956 film, the American version. This is collect them all, each sold separately pretty much. And yes, I have the figure out of box, so he just fell out of box. So just ignore that. So yeah, so this figure looks very cool. I like how this looks. I used to have this figure actually back in like 2014. I got him for Christmas, I remember. This is my second version of this guy. It's my second time getting this figure. And he looks pretty cool. I did have him in the box for the longest time until the other day. I decided, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to take him out of the box because I don't really have a vinyl Godzilla figure that I can use for like stop motion videos, besides my Bandai 50th anniversary memorial box Godzilla 1954, which I really don't want to use. At times, I don't really want to use him. So this one would have worked, and I got him, and yeah, pretty cool. Now, after that, we have, I'm gonna go over and talk about this paint in detail. So, like I said, the paint scheme, he's now all gray instead of his original counterpart that back in 2001 he was black. But yeah, he's all gray. So that's his little knees right here, and a little tummy, and on his forehead is a little straight of like, I think that might be white. It still looks gray, but it's very, very nice. And his dorsal plates are on the edges, and the tips of them are white too. Goes all the way till it stops right here. I guess it ran out of paint, or they just got lazy and forget. But still, doesn't really bother me that much, but very cool. Detail, you can see all his scales and stuff. Looks very, very cool. I love how rigid this figure feels. It just, and you got the little ruffles, not ruffles, the little, I can't think of the word, but like in the movie, his suit, like the suit actor who played as Godzilla, I forgot his name, but in the movie the suit would bend and everything, so like his stomach right here, you can see the folds in here, right here in the arms as well, a little bit on the neck right here. And it just looks amazing, because the original one from the first wave with the figure didn't have any of that. My bad. Didn't have any of that. So it's very cool how they added that. The folds in the suit and everything looks cool. And the paint for this guy, the claws are painted very nice. They're like a little white, a little gray at first, and then they just turn to white. Both sides on the feet. Even the hands. Teeth are really done very nice with the sculpt instead of painting on there, they're sculpted on there. And he has a red mouth. Doesn't really bother me that much, but it's a little weird. And as I told you guys in the beginning of the video, his eyes are looking like straight out, like looking at you, instead of looking straight forward. So yeah, and just very cool. And like the tail, like I was talking about, they just quit right there. But yeah, still good figure. I really like that. Alright, articulation on this guy. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of articulation. No, 6 points, my bad. So first we got the head. So the head can move 360. The arms can move sort of back and forth. You could move the leg, but I'm not doing that because I don't want to scruff up the paint on this figure, because it's a good figure. So both arms can move back and forth. Yeah. And the legs can sort of, I don't know if you can go 360. Can't go for 360 because of the sculpt in the mold. Yeah. So the legs can go up and down, back and forth. But you can't go 360 with this figure. And the tail right here is glue sealed, as you see right there. But this part of the tail can move 360. So, very cool. Very interesting, if I do say so myself. Let me adjust my camera a bit, my bad. But yeah. And now, just a little size comparison with him with another Godzilla figure. Mainly another 1954. And I was talking about him just a few minutes ago. It is my Bandai 50th Anniversary Memorial Box Godzilla 1954 figure. Now, as you see, he is a bit taller than the Bandai Creations. And he looks a little different, especially the dorsal plates. Because right here on this figure, You can sort of see them right there, but they just look like they're just wedged in there. It's just like bended up, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but this one, they're all jagged and out and everything, which I like a lot better. But very cool, very different between the two. But very, very cool. So let's put you over here. And now, what are my final thoughts about this figure? It's a really good figure. I do like this guy. He's a nice little... if you don't have a 1954 figure, I think you can get him for a reasonable price right now. He's not that expensive, but I do recommend getting this figure if you don't have a 54 or if you don't have a Godzilla right now. He's a really good figure to use. And I really love him. And well, yeah, I do recommend y'all getting this figure. So yeah.